All right, so when you feel suicidal, but don't really want to commit suicide, and listen to me, yeah, because honestly, I've been there. Like I've literally had that feeling before. At one point early in my life, I didn't really understand because I was sitting. In fact, this is a true story. I was reading one of my care files. I'm reading that, and apparently, a reference about committing suicide or something like that. And I think I was like 6, 7 years old, and at that time I probably didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know. I don't know. Like you pick up on things when you're young and you just blurt things out sometimes, isn't it? Like whether it's intentional or unintentional. I don't know. Yeah, all I can say is I don't know. Um, However, one thing I will say is as I continue to get older, there were some parts of my life when things were not going right. For me, this is me personally. When things were not going right, I would end up feeling suicidal. Now, you may not be at that point where you feel like um, things are going right. It could be something else that's triggering that. Yeah, and not everyone has the same, situation that triggers them to think and feel certain ways. Yeah, and then plus there's another aspect to it as well where there's food as well that's involved. Most people don't talk about this, but like the reality is, what you eat is very important. Yeah, like what you eat is very important. Yeah, because if you're there consuming chicken all the time, and I know if you're probably thinking, yeah, but I like my chicken. Well, think about this, yeah. Most um chicken, the way that they get murdered, they basically murdered. They get the way they get killed, the way they get slaughtered. Do you know what I mean? They cut their heads off first, bruv. Or they cut. No, in fact, I think they do something to do with the beak first. They tie the beak together, or something. I can't remember what it was. Something crazy, and I'm thinking, raw. Is that what goes on? So obviously, if the chicken is de-stressed and you're killing the chicken like that, you're gonna take on what you're eating. It sounds mad, like it literally sounds mad, yeah. But that's just a harsh reality of life. And then plus, there's another side of it where they inject chemicals, and that can fuck with your hormones too, and inject chemicals in food, like and the funny thing is, I remember there was this program I was watching. I forgot what it was. I forgot what it's called, but I know there was a particular supermarket involved. That I'm not going to name them because I don't want to give them free promotion, even though I'm talking there's something negative here and this that. Um, I know it was located in King's Cross, um, in London. Like I definitely remember that. But there was a particular thing, like there's like a panel or something like that, but they're all locked up in different rooms. Not locked up, but yeah, in different rooms. And they were testing out strawberries. Like I specifically remember this. I can't remember how old I was when I watched this. I don't know the name of the program. Like I literally can't remember, but I remember that vividly. And basically, they were going in these rooms, and they were seeing people like literally testing the like eating the strawberry to test if it tastes sweet enough or it's this or that. And what they do, they were injecting it with something. I don't know what they were injecting it with. Some of them were making it bigger and all that stuff. That like it was just insane. Like seeing that made me just open up my eyes to things. I'm like, this is mad. So who knows what they're injecting in them type of things? You see what I mean? Like who knows? So there's that aspect to it too. But the other side of it is once I learned how to develop myself. Now this, if I'm aware that you could be a woman watching this as well, so I'm talking from my perspective here as well. So once I learned how to develop further as a man, right? Because I was just going through that process, learning how to develop as a man. I realized one thing, and that was one of the things about being a man is about solving problems, and it just made me switch to a different mindset completely. Like I swear to you, I went from like my I don't explain it. The switch was interesting, yeah, and then yeah, so now the way I look at life is completely different. I'm always trying to, if there's a problem, I'm trying to solve it. And don't get it twisted, I do get a little bit emotional here and there, but when it's emotional, it's more like I'm upset, but I'm like, okay, I'll look at the thing like, wait, why am I upset? Okay, what is the actual problem? And then I'm like, okay, let me try and solve this problem. Like, I will give you an example now, but I'm not making the video longer than it should be. Um, but when I was just calmed down about it, the problem solved. The problem got solved. I even contacted the people then, and or like company or whatever, and I like that was crazy because even in the email I mentioned I hope can be resolved within 24 hours. Yeah, and then lo and behold, it wasn't even an hour or even half an hour since I sent that message, and the thing started working. But I still had to carry on with what I was doing. But it's just interesting how when you change your mindset to not being upset, just understanding that there's some things in life that you can control and you can't control. The one thing that you can control is how you react. Yeah. So whether you're a man or a woman watching this, the key thing is understanding how to deal with your emotions and learn how to deal with your problems effectively. Yeah. So it's basically using emotional intelligence and also logic to be able to, you know, whatever situation you're in, you're able to get out of that situation. You know what I mean? And that's the best way I can put it. So to learn all of that information, if you click the link in the description box below, where it says become a member of the Thealkebulantrust, you will get access to online courses such as healthcare. In that course there, that's where you're going to learn all of that information right there, which is absolutely key in order to able to strengthen your mind, plus learn how to, you know, deal with your emotions and your problems effectively, so you won't get to the point where you feel suicidal but you don't want to commit suicide and all that stuff there, right? So if you got any questions, any topics you'd like for me to discuss in our videos, leave that in the comment section below, and remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because you never know, the video you suggest might just be next.